Welcome everyone to the Moisky News for May the 4th, 2020. Today I'd like to talk about how Labour has appointed someone to finally investigate the leak of the 860-page report. The report claims that the anti-Semitism sentiment amongst Labour staff did in fact hinder the efforts to tackle the problem, with the flip side to that being the claim that this was all done to smear whistleblowers. The man who's been charged with investigating the leaked report is called Martin Ford. It has been confirmed by the National Executive Committee, with a spokesperson saying the investigation would look into the circumstances, contents and release of an internal report, which means they're going to be looking into not just how it got out, but also what was within it. I'll be honest, I'm not too interested in how or why, only in the contents. Once we understand the contents, then go ahead and look into why it came out, if you're still a party at that point. This has been supported by Sir Keir Starmer, who has promised this would be done swiftly. Currently, Martin Ford is working on the Windrush compensation scheme. Anyone who knows anything about the Windrush scandal, yeah, there's compensation involved, understandably. Aiding him will be Baroness Wilcox, Lord Whitsey, and Baroness Lister. These three people were chosen because of their extensive legal background. It's one of the few times where I've actually found out that people involved actually have the experience necessary to be able to properly deal with something. As many of you will know, the 860-page document was drawn up in March. It is believed to be a draft only and was to help inform the party's response to the Equality and Human Rights Commission's investigation into anti-Semitism within the Labour Party. The report itself claims that the party missed opportunities to tackle the problem with any level of good enough reform. Essentially, they failed to act quick enough, and allowed a lot of anti-Semitism or claims of anti-Semitism to fester, brew, stew and grow while Jeremy Corbyn was leader of the Labour Party. The NEC have promised that they will conclude the investigation and publish the report by mid-July, which is good. Progress, and then we will know for certain if those members of the party that were harassed, along with many other people who are considering suing the party for breach of confidentiality, will be able to do so, and by extension, whether or not they will bankrupt the Labour Party. We have, for those that might not remember, discussed that on this channel. Not so long ago, in fact. I will link the relevant video in the description down below, along with the first video I did covering the 860-page document that was leaked, because the response was, we need to know how it came out, which I thought was the incorrect stance to take. Labour are claiming that they are taking this very seriously, and I can understand that. They need to, because if they don't, they're screwed. Labour have also said that officials were working with the Information Commissioner's office over the leak and have insisted that the party has taken responsibility on data protection extremely seriously. Something interesting about that report was that there were claims within it that some party staff had tried to undermine Jeremy Corbyn's leadership ahead of the 2017 election, something which we have discussed because it was courtesy of a number of WhatsApp messages from named individuals who decided to use their private messages that somehow got made public, I don't know how that happened, to make derogatory comments about Jeremy Corbyn, party policy and the membership. I get it, you're a very divided party, so is the current government. But if you want to win, perhaps back the person there and consider influencing change rather than stabbing them in the back, cause what the WhatsApp messages told me was that, to be honest, you didn't want to win because Jeremy Corbyn, and everyone is well within their right to have an opinion on that. He's not Prime Minister, so I personally don't care. But if you are a member of the Labour Party and he is the leader of your party, surely you want to win. Granted, the flip side to that is the claims of anti-Semitism tarnish your ability to run the country when this is what's going to hang over you. So perhaps if it had been dealt with better, rather than using hindsight to say, but if you had done this, perhaps if the party had had a stance on Brexit that wasn't so middle of the road that you would then just try and find a way to rejoin, there was an opportunity you could have won. In fact, you could have been a legitimate threat to Boris Johnson had you had a position that wasn't, I'm going to sit on a fence pole. There's riding a fence and then there's doing that. Creative. Anyway, with this, I'm very much interested to know what you think. So please do let me know in the comments down below.